Hey guys, welcome to Eating on the Go. Glad you're here today. Let's talk about food. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about having a busy lifestyle and being on the go and what you can do to make good choices is starting with your breakfast. So breakfast, mom was right. It's totally the most important meal of the day. And the reason is so you're setting yourself up for if you have a really busy day, the most important thing you can do is have a really good breakfast. So, what does a good breakfast look like? You can go ahead and start with a protein source, like maybe a sausage. I will link a clean breakfast sausage down below, and you can look at that recipe. It's great for having in your fridge and having in your freezer. There are more and more clean options coming out. They're a little bit more expensive. That's why I'm always an advocate of like make it yourself in like one swoop and just have it ready to go. So breakfast sausage is an option. You can do eggs. You can do some kind of different kind of protein like nuts, or maybe you like oatmeal. Throw in, maybe some sunflower seeds, or you can throw in some almond slices or whatever, walnuts. Did I say walnuts? Yeah, raisins, things like that. That's another good option for you. Sweet potato hash is a fantastic breakfast. So just whatever breakfast is your jam, start your day off and make sure you have a nice, good meal to start everything off so that later on, as you get hungry, you won't be making as poor choices. So that's kind of the whole point here is making sure that you are making good choices throughout your day so that reaching for a donut or if a coworker brings in a pizza and it's really tempting, you're like, you know what? I've got a couple of snacks or I had a really good breakfast. So I'm good. I'm going to wait until I eat lunch and then this is what I'm going to eat and it'll be a better option for you. So breakfast, do that. First meal of the day, very important. All right, let's move on. Stock up on good snacks. That's another great thing to do in your house. So when you're on the go, it makes sense, right? It's in your pantry, it's ready to go. So what are some good snacks? We've got Larabars, good option for you. I love grass-fed beef sticks because I don't tolerate nuts very well, guys. So, and of all the protein bars that exist, I don't know if this is really categorized as a protein bar, but ingredients that you know and you can read are really important. Grass-fed beef sticks are an option. I keep one of those in my purse, and along with plantain chips. I really like plantain chips. Epic bars are another option. Snack mixes. So this is off Thrive. The reason I like this company is because when you're like, I don't want to think about it too much. Like I just want to be able to, sometimes the grocery store it's hard to know what is clean and what's not clean. There's a lot of things in disguises that look healthy but aren't really that great for you. So Thrive kind of takes the guesswork out of it, and their ingredients and their products are great. So anyway, this is just a paleo snack mix. You can make your own by grabbing whatever nuts or seeds that you like, and then add in maybe like some dried fruit like raisins or craisins, and away you go. Maybe some chocolate chips in there, like not a ton of them because then you're going to be loading yourself down with sugar, but just to kind of get that little yummy sweet and salty option. And then I also really like pistachios. Those are a great snack option for you. Dried fruits, dried mangoes, delicious. These I found over at the grocery outlet in a big box. I think you can find these sometimes at Costco too. So some dried fruit. And to pair this with would be like maybe some seed butter or some nut butter. And you can buy those in little like on the go packets at like Target or online or the grocery store. But you can have a regular apple and you can do that, or a regular banana and add that seed or nut butter. Or you can even do it with the dried option too. Totally your call. So some more snack options. Ooh, if you guys know me already, you know that I'm into seaweed, right? Micronutrient. It's actually really good. So I'm going to show you a little random combination. So I'll take the seaweed, and these are like in the little strips. I can already sense people going, mm-mm. That's okay. If it's not, you don't have to eat that part of it. But there's some tuna that you can mix up, right? We've got the little opener on it. Just make sure you bring your utensils if you're taking this as a travel snack. And don't take this on the airplane. You will not be very well liked. Eat it in the airport, but don't eat it on the airplane because your passengers won't enjoy that nice fishy smell. You know what I mean? That's a small space. and then avocado. So these three things kind of pair well together. So avocado kind of works as a mayo for me. Just kind of, use that with, because tuna is very dry to like choke that down on its own. So a little avocado, I can put it on some seaweed strips, and that's like a super duper delicious, healthy, basically a meal or a hearty snack is another option for you. All right, so those are just some ideas right off the get-go. I'm also a really big fan of this protein powder. So the company Trevani, it is, I'll show you the ingredients. So it has organic pea. So pea protein is the option, that the main protein coming from that, with also organic pumpkin seed protein, organic chia seeds, and vanilla powder. And then this little funky word, that just means monk fruit. So they sweeten it with monk fruit. So super clean. This company makes sure to test for heavy metals, which is kind of a concern with a lot of protein powders. So this is like legitimately backed. I really like their vanilla. Usually I'm more of a chocolate fan, but surprisingly with this brand, I am more of a vanilla fan. So again, if you've got a shaker ball, right? Shaker ball inside the shaker cups. You just throw that in there with some water. I do some flax milk with mine, make it a little bit more creamy. And away you go. Not something you want to drink every single day. A protein shake is something for, I almost call it, I wouldn't say emergency purposes, but just like, oh man, I'm going to be really busy today and I'm not going to have a chance to, whip together, my normal, like, if I don't have time for this, or maybe the avocado is not ripe or whatnot, then I'm going to just grab my protein shake and go. So that's another option for you. These are pretty quick. So brown rice, great side option to have. That would also work with this if you're not a seaweed fan. I like brown rice crackers. I also like the Simple Mills brand has like almond flour based crackers and seed flour based crackers that you can find at like Costco. Costco and grocery outlet are the best options price wise for that type of cracker. But you can find them at pretty much any grocery store. All right. So that is some of the snacks I have aside for you. I will also talk about soups. So we've got some grab and go foods that we've talked about. Fruits, veggies, slicing up some carrots, celery, peppers, cucumbers, and then maybe a little hummus in the little containers to go. Those are good options. Hard-boiled eggs, those are good options. And then making food is always going to be your friend. So if you can make a big batch of soup, a soup thermos like this is like if you're going to eat it throughout the whole day. And then this is a single serving size. So that's another option to consider when you're planning your on-the-go eats. Especially on a cooler day like today, soup sounds really good. Well, let's move on to, just trying to make sure this all sounds cohesive as I'm talking about it all. So you've stocked up on good things. Another option for kind of getting that protein in, if you do eat dairy, you could do Greek yogurt, maybe some cottage cheese and things like that. Try to get that organic if you can. And then really listen to your body. Does dairy serve your body or does it not? It's something to consider, because there's alternatives like almond yogurt or coconut yogurt and things like that. So think about those things and switching those if necessary. And hard-boiled eggs, we talked about Larabars. Or rotisserie chicken, you can get that at the grocery store. And make sure you have that cooled though. If you're gonna go eat that as kind of like a chicken salad, kind of like this tuna would be, just make sure that that's on those little freezer packs inside of whatever thermos you're kind of taking that in, or thermal, I should say. So keep some rotisserie chicken. That's really quick and easy. Grocery stores can really be your best friend as far as if you're wanting to be really quick with your meals. The pre-chop section, look for salads and things, and then you have your own dressings on the side. Look for chopped fruit and things like that. So kind of think like, okay, I'm going on a picnic and I want to bring like healthy things. What would I bring? Same kind of thing. So you just go to the grocery store, go to where it's pre-made, and then use those items. You can even stock your fridge for the week with those things. It's going to cost you a little bit more money usually to buy, instead of buying the whole watermelon, you're buying like a little chopped guy for $4 or $5. But when you're going to be really, really busy that week and you want to stay on track, it's worth it. if you don't have the time to make the food, to invest in good options. And then also if you're eating the Northwest Fit meals, or if you're able to make meals on your own for the week, this little guy is super helpful. So it's called a Hot Logic Mini, and it is a little thermos or thermal, and it's got a hot plate inside of it. Okay, so it's about the size of a little Pyrex dish, and it has a little plug in it. So if I had one of my own homemade meals or a Northwest Fit meal, and it's frozen or refrigerated, I just pop it in this little guy, zip it up, take it off to work with me, plug it in. Say I get to work at 8 a.m., plug it in, and by noon, it's going to be at a safe eating temperature. Usually, I think it's like 160 degrees, I want to say, somewhere in that, safe realm of, cooked thoroughly. People have even made like raw chicken, like they'll throw chicken in this, and then by a certain time, that chicken will be cooked all the way through. That's kind of next level, but this is more of just like if you need a good eating on the go option. Amazon, I think it's around $35 for this. What I really like about it is if you're a road tripper, if you like to go off camping and things like this, I actually bought this adapter for the car. So I have a plug-in, so I can plug this guy in our van and heat up my food while we're like driving. So that's kind of a neat option too. Just want to throw that out there for you. And ladies, just a side tip, I actually like keeping this in the van all the time. I've been known as a passenger, not driving, to curl my hair. If we're trying to get out of the house really quickly, I'll just kind of leave the wet shower hair. Anyway, it's kind of come in handy for a couple different things. So those are some traveling options. What else can we talk about? Let's talk about, so if you're on a road trip, great thing to do is to have your passenger, whether it's you or the other person, look into restaurant options. So they're typing in like paleo restaurants even, or healthy options or healthy restaurants. And you should get, a good vibe, and just based on the pictures that people post of things that they're eating, to kind of choose like, oh, this looks like a great option for me. And then what else besides road tripping, focused. There we go. And then also Google when you're going, let's say you're going to the town of whatever the town's name is. You're going over to this town and you type in grocery stores too. Because gas stations are not going to be your friend. Grocery stores are going to be awesome for finding, again, those like pre-made and pre-chopped and like ready to go foods. So look into that. Look into their salad bars. That's usually an option to get, like, you can just get a bunch of protein. So not a bunch of greens, side of protein, and look for, like, they usually have hot soups and things like that. The crackers that we already discussed, whether it's brown rice crackers, they also make like little flat, crunchy brown rice crackers, different things like that. So those will be good options for you. And the rotisserie chicken, again, that is, I can't tell you how many times my family has picnicked or gone to baseball, and I'll just buy a rotisserie chicken and a couple different, maybe some snap peas and maybe some watermelon, and that's enough to kind of get us through. You threw this in with that? Sounds pretty good. I don't know. So putting that all together while you're on the go is a really, really great option. Let me look over my notes really quick, and then we are going to talk about restaurants and what to order at restaurants, because I know that's probably forefront on your guys' minds for traveling. Yes, so this looks good. I think we covered everything. Olives, I think, is the only snack that I kind of missed there. Trader Joe's has little packages of like olives and like a serving size. You can also just buy olives and put them into like a little Ziploc baggie, or a little, like, make sure that container seals really well, because there's always liquid usually with olives. Perfect, you guys. Crock pot, I didn't talk about that either, which I know you're not going to be taking your crock pot on the go. I mean, you could take it to a potluck, but the whole point with that is it's going to be a crazy hectic day. You can take 10 minutes in the morning and you can chop up, some potatoes and some carrots and celery and your favorite protein, throw it in the crock pot, Italian seasoning, or, a couple seasonings on the top, salt and pepper if you don't have a lot of time. Put your crock pot on low, and then you've got a meal ready to go for you. So that's another really great time-saving option. sometimes you just have to be like, I need to be reminded of these things and like, oh yeah, like I just need to remember what my different healthy options are. So hopefully you're picking up a couple different things that you can use. So going to restaurants. Let's talk about restaurants. It's super, super, it can just keep it simple. I guess that's what my best model for you will be at a restaurant. Focus on veggies. So you're going to start with like, all right, what's my veggie going to be? All right, I'll take the seasonal steamed vegetables. I just want them steamed, no butter, please. You can ask for a lemon wedge on the side, a little salt and pepper, delicious. I love that we live in the Pacific Northwest because we have a plethora of fish to choose from, which is fantastic. So again, a baked or broiled kind of fish, and that they usually season it really nicely. That's a really, really, really great protein option. And then you got your steamed veggies, and then see if you can get a side of rice or maybe a baked potato. If it's huge, sometimes portion sizes are really big. So if your baked potato is huge, eat a quarter to half of that. Okay, save the other half. Be like, oh, I'm gonna be busy tomorrow. This is gonna be really great with my lunch tomorrow. Put it in a little to-go container and off you go. So start with the veg. Think, what kind of veggies can I tolerate? What am I excited to eat? Or maybe again, what will I tolerate? Start with that. Load your plate with that in your, you know, imagination as you're ordering. Maybe it's a big salad and you're good with that. If you order the burger, order it on a bed of lettuce. You're gonna skip the bun. And at first, if you're used to always having a bun with your burgers, you're gonna be kind of bummed out by that. And I totally get it. But over time, you'll find your body actually craves all those extra veggies with the burger, because that's helping aid your body in the digestion of that burger anyway. Veggies are kind of that little cleaner that comes through our body and just makes sure everything is in, it gives us nutrients and it makes sure everything is in working order. So I promise you, if you start doing that, you'll start to see the light and be like, no, I actually prefer to order it this way because I don't feel yucky and I feel great afterwards and I kind of crave it this way. So try it. Things like avocado guacamole on top of that burger helps leaps and bounds. Lettuce, onion, tomato, little salt and pepper, any sauces you get, guys. If it's dressings for your salads or mayo for your burger, it's on the side every time. And then that way I want you to be very conscious, conscious about how much of that you're eating. So you're just going to kind of dip your proteins and things like that because you want flavor, guys. I don't want you to go flavorless and you won't stick to it if it's not a great option. Yet we do need to veer from these just huge portion sizes that are usually full of bread and pasta and things like that. That's not going to serve you well, especially on your fitness journey. So try making these little bits of changes. And let's skip the soda. You don't need the extra calories. Sugar's inflammatory. Diet soda it's just a bunch of chemicals. It's not good for you in that regard. Get some unsweetened hot tea or iced tea. Or maybe some sparkling water with like a lemon or a lime. That's delicious. But if you get some tea and you're like, Casey, I gotta have something sweet, try going with these liquid stevia drops. Again, like the protein shakes, I don't recommend eating or drinking that all the time. I wouldn't drink this all the time. But if it can just start to kind of wean you off of sugary stuff like sweetened tea or sodas, this is great. So reach for this. You can keep this in your car, or this has a glass bottle. Don't keep anything with plastic in your car, by the way, any kind of food items. You could also keep other snacks in your car too. I know a lot of moms that I know are already on that train with all the different practices with baseball and whatnot. Anyway, so we're going to get back to ordering. Let me look at my notes and see if there's anything I missed here. Yeah, and then I guess just don't eat until you're like completely stuffed, because you're not going to feel good after that. So kind of know where you're at when you're starting to feel really comfortable and full. And that looks good. I think we covered most of everything. I also really like going to Thai food restaurants. They have usually some pretty good lean protein options. They also have good steamed veggies. I love sticky rice. That's kind of like one of my favorite like little treats that I'll order that I can't make that at home. Like I don't know how to make sticky rice. And again, I just watch the portion because it'll usually be like a cup and a half. And that's, twice as much as what I really need. So I just think to myself, all right, great. Well, I can't wait to enjoy the sticky rice in a few more days when I'm really busy. And I can just reheat it with a couple of veggies or some, grilled chicken or something I have in the fridge. So that's a good option at like a Thai food restaurant. Pho is a pretty good option. Um, the starch again with that, sometimes you get a lot of rice noodles. So asking for the rice, whatever the starch is, if you can't live without it, make sure it's kind of on the side. A baked potato already is, right? Make sure your starches are on the side so you're able to observe and say, all right, this is too big of a portion of rice or rice noodles or whatever that might be. And then go ahead and just ration it to what you would eat. And as you eat the soup or you eat the veggies and you eat the fish, whatever you're eating with it, you'll realize, no, that was just right. Like a half a cup was plenty. I'm going to take the rest home with me. So there's a really good tip for restaurants, you guys. So anyway, if you have any questions, I'm going to link, another thing I didn't discuss. So I'm going to link the breakfast sausage that I have, the recipe for you. And then I didn't mention, I don't know if I did mention oatmeal, but I didn't mention the overnight oats. Some people love them, some people don't care for them so much, but I'll just link a little recipe from Food Network for you on the bottom. So if you have any questions, any comments, please send me a message personally if you'd like, or comment below the video. And I hope that some of these tips will help you stay on track during your, fitness journey from here to summer and beyond. It sounded like Toy Story. I'm kind of excited about the next movie coming out. That's like totally off topic. Anyway, thanks so much, you guys. Have a good one.